So where is all of this headed? That's one question. I've got two answers for you. In this, what's going to be our final session for Module 1 of Foundations. And the first way I'll answer it is with something that is eternal. That is, how is God bringing history to a consummation? That is an end that brings everything together and restores everything that was broken. This week, you are going to read a crucial passage in the book of Romans, as well as the opening and the closing of the book of Revelation. Now, don't get intimidated. Lean into this. The book of Revelation promises at the opening that there's a blessing for the one who reads and hears all the words written in that book. And that's a pretty big deal. You're walking into this book with a blessing from God. And what you're reading is a vision that was given to the Apostle John, who's at the end of his life. He's exiled to a prison island because he was preaching the gospel. But that's the place where God showed him and led him to write down all these images of praise and worship and consummation that we have in the book of Revelation. Actually, that's what the book is. It's ultimately a praise and worship book, something that we're going to do now and something that we can look forward to. This is where history is headed. It's a letter sent to 7 churches then and countless others since that tells us that we follow the God who is, the God who was, and the God who is about to arrive. Jesus Christ is returning. That's the message of the book of Revelation. That's the praise. The Bible ends with the end of all suffering and the return of the King. That's where all this is headed. I pray that you enjoy and are blessed by this final letter of John. And you know and you see there that we have a lot to look forward to together. You're also going to be in that monumental passage from one of Paul's letters this week, Romans chapter 8. It is a high summit and summary of Christian belief, both the calling and the walking. It's going to be a passage to stay in long after you wrap up this first module of Foundations. And speaking of which, the second way I'm going to answer, where's all this headed, is for Foundations. Thank you just for engaging with this first model. And we had you reading through major chapters, stories, and letters of the Bible to begin to build this foundation for Christian belief. We're not stopping there, but we are going to take the following module, our second, to just keep going. And we're going to spend several sessions on that firm foundation and what it looks like to walk in Christian practice. Those are things like, how do I read the Bible? How do I pray by myself and with others? What are my spiritual gifts? How can I share the gospel and disciple someone else? This is part of healthy Christian, not just foundation, but also walking on that firm foundation that Christ has laid out for us. That's all coming up for us in Module 2.